in your article, Waiver Wire, check it out on NBC Sports EDGE, Rotoworld.com. You called Rachaad White the top running back ad of week 1. The Bucs have officially listed him as their number 2 running back, on the depth chart that they probably put zero thought into and that they are legally required to release for gambling purposes. What are the practical implications of this? Do we really believe the rookie is the top pass catching back in Tampa Bay? Are we just looking for confirmation bias since we were kind of all he was in our circles, we wanted Rachaad White this summer. Just give us the lay of the Rachaad White land. And are we telling ourselves too convenient of a story? Is there actually going to be fantasy value here?
Well, I think it is a contingent value. It's contingent on Uncle Lenny maybe missing some time or having his workload scaled back. We got a report that's on the site from yesterday, from Monday, that said that the Bucs are at least interested in scaling back.
As they should be.
Lenny's, when I say Lenny, I should say Leonard Fournette, because apparently not everybody knows him as Lenny, but Fournette's snap share, which was off the charts high last year, even after his injury, after he came back from his injury. And yeah, I mean, he's going into, I believe, his age 28 season, talking about Fournette. He's not special.
Not an efficient runner, not an efficient pass catcher, didn't show up in shape, has a bit of an injury history. Besides that, he's really good. Really, really good.
There are red flags. There are red flags. And I guess you can wipe out all the red flags by saying, hey, he's Tom Brady's guy. What are you going to do? Tom Brady, I think, would be very open to an elite pass catching back, catching passes out of the Tampa backfield. And that is what Rachaad White is. So this is actually from our draft analysis of Rachaad White. He was an elite college receiving back with a 2.6 yards per route run share. That was not share, 2.6 yards per route run, among the highest in the nation. And he did well at the NFL Combine, showed up well. Now, he doesn't profile as an elite every down back, but in Tom Brady's backfield, catching passes obviously is where it's at. Albert Breer from Sports Illustrated said 2 weeks ago, Rachaad White is the best pass catching running back Brady has played with since James White, which is saying something.
And I think it's true. It is. I think there's more than enough smoke here, and just more than enough plausible dot connecting. Leonard Fournette defaulted into third down roles because Keyshawn Vaughn wasn't ready, and Giovanni Bernard was just kind of cooked. He defaulted into it, and like I said, was never efficient. He was wildly prolific, catching 1 million passes and then averaging 6.5 yards per catch, doing nothing from a yards per route run basis. Basically, it's catching the ball and falling, which is valuable in and of itself if you can at least secure the ball.
Right.
But it's a situation they've been open to upgrading for a long time. And if you're a championship football team, use a day 2 pick on a pass catching back. It's not to let him, cool his heels on the sideline. It's because you want it. The Bucs fantasy managers want this to happen, but it's important to remember the Bucs also want this to happen. And we can maybe get ahead of ourselves and saying it's happening, but it really is important to remember the Bucs do want this to happen, and it might be happening. And Rachaad White, it should be 100% rostered, not 45 or whatever it is.
Right.
Going into week 1, he should be 100% rostered just to see what happens.
And especially if you're trying to fill your bench with guys who could pop, guys who could take over a reliable role that makes them RB2s or whatever, you have to get White right now.
You really, really do. So you called Rachaad White the top running back ad. You called the top overall ad Rondale Moore. Why are we telling people to get hurt again, basically, with Rondale Moore? And it is funny. And I was reading your article this morning. I was thinking about, man, I did not get aboard the Rondale Moore train, any of my redraft leagues. And this morning I really was kind of feeling regret just because the targets need is really acute for the Cardinals, really, really acute. And says, tell the folks why Rondale Moore is the top ad amongst players who are under 50% rostered right now.
I mean, I was kind of surprised that Moore wasn't rostered in at least half of leagues. It's 29%, like you said.
Yeah, you're playing expert fantasy, our little world. He's been 100% rostered since the second he entered the NFL. Right. But in normal, the real world, he's not. And so, sorry, I just had to.
It's fine. It's fine. You're passionate about Rondale Moore. I get it. Not as passionate as our own pet Crane, but still.
He's a Rondale Moore lower back tattoo,
right? Which I thought was weird, but
it was weird that he just was. It was the first thing he did when he walked in the hotel in Canton, Ohio. Show it to us.
Yes, I'm going to try to talk about Rondale Moore now. So yeah, I mean DeAndre Hopkins and his 25% target share are gone for 6 weeks. So I think that Rondale Moore's usage as a receiver, not just near the line of scrimmage, but hopefully a little more downfield. Please, Cliff Kingsbury, if you're listening, consider this. Is potentially short-lived because Hopkins will be back at some point, and if he's anything close to normal DeAndre Hopkins, which is there's some question about that, then Moore is not going to be a priority. But last year, and I have this in the column, Moore averaged 6 receptions on 6.5 targets in games where he basically operated as a starter for Arizona. Now it was 6 of 6.5 because he was catching basically all screen passes.
Yes. His ADOT was
1.3.
His ADOT was basically, it just said safety because every time he caught the ball, it was as far back on the field as possible. He was catching the ball in his own end zone every single time.
Here's the thing about a 1.3 ADOT. You still get the 1 point for
you do. You do. That's why it's the world's perfect scam. Cash only bar, no questions asked, points per reception.
He's a potential scam, I think, in this offense. I don't see Marquise Brown as like a huge threat to take over, dominate targets. That's nothing. He does not profile as that kind of receiver. I think Moore probably profiles more as that kind of receiver, judging from his excellent college profile. So I think Moore should be rostered in at least half of leagues.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBC Sports and Rotoworld.com. Just want to thank you so much for watching what you just watched, or at least being too lazy to click out of it after the autoplay just kept it going. So either way, thank you so much for just letting it scroll by your screen. And now I'd like to ask you respectfully, okay, please subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel for the latest NFL news, fantasy headlines from Rotoworld, and betting analysis from NBC Sports Edge.